Welcome to CUWFalcons.com. I'm Danika Tramburg, and joining me today is Alicia Hook. She is part of the women's triathlon team here at Concordia University. So we're going to get to know Alicia a little bit better today. So we'll start by asking you, are there any interesting stories, anything like that you could tell us?
Yeah, I actually was a member of an acrobatic circus team for about probably 2 years. I was a trapeze artist. I did the aerial hoop or the layer hoop, and then I also did the aerial silks. And being a part of that team, my circus instructor, his name was Bot, and then he had 2 assistants, Chimmy and Yuanga. And with being part of that circus, he pretty much wanted us to be contortionists. So at that point, my body was pretty flexible, which it ended up leading to a hip injury. So that kind of ended that career. And I was a varsity dancer too. But with the hip injury, it just kind of ended that career.
Yeah, so it sounds like you definitely learned a lot from doing that.
Yeah.
From there, what kind of inspired you or transpired you into wanting to be in triathlons?
So because of the hip injury, at my first appointment, because of this hip injury, my hip surgeon looked at me and told me I would never be an athlete again, and that I would be restricted to swimming, biking, and then walking and running. At that point, that news was like devastating to me. It was the worst thing I could have ever heard. And then it was about 3 years ago I had surgery now, and through those 3 years, I've began swimming, began biking, and I really picked up in running. And now to think that this is a sport and I can do all 3 of those things, and at one point I hated it, it really makes me happy.
So that's perfect. You swim, bike, run. What do you like most of those 3 things that you do?
I really like swimming. It's just a lot easier on all my joints, and it's crazy to think that it's like a full body workout, but you don't really realize it. So,
Is there any really challenging part about triathlons?
just overall, like in the race, when you get out of the water, then you're like, oh my, I have to go bike. And then when you get off the bike, you have to go run. And then also open water swims. It's kind of scary. We're used to, here we practice every day in a lap pool over at Walter Schroeder. And then that first swim in Lake Michigan, it's a little scary with all those waves coming at you. So just that first transition from going from a lap pool where it's nice and calm, and then going to your first open water swim is a little scary.
I would say so.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any pregame routines or any routines, I guess I would just say, that you go through to kind of mentally or physically prepare you for these?
Every morning, even just before practice, I always like to listen to music. But before any races, I have to drink coffee. Even if I'm not tired, I just need coffee. Like, even if the race was at night, I need coffee, no matter what.
A little bit superstitious, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
We got to know a little bit more about Alicia. So hopefully you join in next time to CUWFalcons.com. I'm Danika Tramburg. See you then.